Yo, yo, yo. What is good? I really hope the audio is not as distorted. I kind of need to figure out um a good setting for my OBS audio. I'm not really sure of what works right now, but a good setting for my OBS audio. I'm not really sure of what works right now, but yeah, so we are going to be knocking out something out of the list today. Today is day 20. We still have 80 days of just raw dogging days and just modeling stuff. Right now, I'm going to be doing open storage rack. Easy, straight to the point. However, remember our selling point. We are trying to give give a model that is perceived as maybe bit more valuable, you know, something that feels like you're getting a lot more for your $7 or $10, whatever the case is. So you guessed right. Open storage rack is going to be a pack because I won't want to just do one of this and that's it. So it's going to be some kind of a pack and then I'll move on from there. So let me just check the stream one more time. What was this? Okay. Let me just check the stream one more time and would get one more time going. What was this? Okay. Let me just check the stream one more time and would get one more time going. All right. First I'm going to do clear out the scene as always. And then I'm going to bring in a cube right here. GZ. Bring that to the surface. And right here I can go to my asset browser and bring in a human for reference basically. So I want to bring in this selection to cursor and GX. Just move this guy out of the way just like so. Right, so we have a scale for reference and I think the average height of like a shelf should be around here. But depending though, like larger warehouse or warehouses, their shelves are usually like way taller and you will need some kind of a mechanized system to get things from down here to the top level. But I think just for starters, I would just want something small like so. So we have that. I'm going to GX or no, I'm going to Shift DX, move this one out of the way so I know that I already have a reference on the side. And for this, I think the first we're going to model is this right here. Where are you? This right here. So this looks like it has 5 levels, 3 in between, and then it has some kind of a stand. The levels also are, they're not just like a straight plane. They have some functional designing to it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to add 3 levels in between, and then I'm going to delete all of these faces. Let's try it. I want to delete only faces on this. Only faces. Right? And then I can undo. And maybe I will delete only faces and edges. Let's see if that's going to cleared out everything. Only faces. Then this I'm going to delete only edges. Only Yep. So we have our stand. The only thing I need to do is select this, fill, select this, fill, select this, and fill. And I'm going to bring all of that origin to their various geometry. Or no, I'm going to select I want to separate these by loose parts. So all of them are their individual shapes and bring geometry to that. And then I can extrude these on the Z slightly. And then down here, I see that this has an inset a little bit, but I'm going to select all first, and then Control A, I'm going to apply that scale, right? On this, I'm going to shift to this, and I'm going to insert and extrude on the Z slightly, just like so. So we have this. I'm going to link all the object data of the other ones to this. Just give me a second, please. Okay, we're back. Quickly going to get down to it. Let me just check the stream and make sure I'm still on. Quickly going to get down to it. Let me just check the stream and make sure I'm still on. Okay, still on. We are going to go on to creating the stands. So if I want to look at the reference again, the stands look like they're not like actual cubes. They're like rectangular in shape. And if I zoom in, I want to see if it has any more characteristics. I think a little bit of what's going on the inside is just some gradations, and I feel like it's to serve as a stand for the platform. So this is what I'm saying there. Right here, we can ES on this and extrude on the Z, just like so. So I think this is what that platform looks like. And then for the stand beside, I'm going to select this, bring this all the way down and scale on the Z. I'm going to move this to the side and just scale all this down. Scale. And then I'm going to GY, go to the top view just like so. And I can just move this into position basically. Right? With this, I can S Shift Z, scale this down, and right here, I can select this and just delete these vertices. So now we have an L shape for this right here. I'm going to scale this and just go to the top view and move it out of the way, just like so. So right now we have this. I'm going to add loop cuts all through, right? Select all of that, and all of that square, I'm going to insert, but insert again. What's going on? I'm going to first apply scale, then insert, just like so. And then I'm going to extrude along normals, just like so. Right? This inner extrusion, it shows it's in the main model, but this outer one is not in the main model. So I think I like the way this looks, but in order to keep true to the main model, let me see if I can select this and extrude all along normals, just like so. And then I'm going to select only the faces on the inside, right? Or I'm going to isolate that. This is not supposed to take any time at all. Select this, go all the way to the top, select that. I'm going to come up here, insert, and then extrude along normals, just like so. And then I'm going to scale down on individual origins, just like so. So we have that. I can take all of that origin, move to 3D cursor, and then mirror on this side. I will apply that mirror, and then I'll take all of that mirror and mirror on the other side too. Apply that mirror. So I think we're good on this one. I can just select all of this and GX out of the way while I move on here and look for the second. Second is this. Really similar. Really similar. And I'm tempted to use the other one. As a matter of fact, I'm going to use the other one. I'm going to select all of this platform and Shift DX back. Come back here. I'm going to GX this out of the way, and this Shift DX this out of the way. Select all that stand, delete that, I'm going to come here and I'm going to add all of these details, right? So what we have here is I'm going to select one of this, select more, right? And I can delete all of that vertices. And then this edge right here, I can just fill that. So we have that. Quickly, I want to check the stream. This thing has done me strong thing before, so I would like to make sure that everything is on point. So makes sense. I'm going to bring in a cube, right? Oh, no. There's more details I need to add to this thing. So right here, I want to bring an edge to this point, right? And maybe an edge to this point too. Or I'll just bring an edge to the center of both, bevel this, center of this. I'm going to bevel this all the way. So I'm going to select all of these edges, right? I'm just going to bevel that just like so, right? So all of this, I'm going to insert and extrude along normals just like so. So with this, I want to mirror, apply them. Ooh, apply that. I can't apply for all of it, so I'm just going to apply for this one. Oh, it applies for everything. That's fantastic. So I'm going to bring in a cube, scale all that down, extrude on the Z right here, and then I'm going to bring this to this point, Z, and I'm going to GZ. So I need to quickly get done with this so that I can be done, and I probably would also like show up tonight. I would first of all go to the gym, a little workouts. When I'm done, I'm back. So we have this. I'm going to create that shape right there. So I'm going to GY, bring this out of the way. And on the Z, I'm going to G this just like so. And then this, I'm going to delete those vertices, right? I want to scale this on the Z a little bit so it overlaps. And then I'm going to add edge loops, select all. And for all of that, I'm going to insert, but apply that scale and then have an insert. So on the individual origins, I'm going to scale on the Z and delete all of that face. Select all, and then I'm going to extrude along normals, just like so. Just to give it some thickness, or maybe I can use solidify modifier to add that thickness. So that's good. Right here, I'm going to bring origin to 3D cursor and then flip this to the other side. I'm going to select this, flip this to the other side. So this is good. Right now, I'm seeing some more detail on at the top and at the bottom of this. First, at the bottom, I want to create like a leg for this. So down here, I'll bring frame to that point, and then I'm going to bring cursor to this point. Then, as a matter of fact, I feel like, see this face? Let me apply the solidify, and then this face right here, I can Shift D, separate that selection, select all, scale all of that, and then extrude on the Z just like so. So it just serves as a shoe for this, right? So I can select this, join, and then I'll need to mirror again just to have that on the other side. So I'm going to select all of that, and I think I want to merge by distance because I feel like they're overlapping vertices, but they are not. And then I think there's something else I'm seeing that's like a triangle that holds all of this together. SX, SY. So I'm going to go this way, add the plane RX90, scale all of that down, and I'll GY, GZ, select this, come to this point, select this. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to dissolve this edge actually. Then I'm going to add more edge right here and G, bring this to this point. So what I'm going to try to achieve with this is I'm going to add a subdivision and just tighten things up. That's not how I'm going to go about this. GX, GZ. I'm going to G this out a little, select all, bevel, all of that. I'm going to undo that, apply that scale, then do this. So I'm going to extrude this into place, and then it's also going to have some bolts and some nuts. So I'm going to bring in a cylinder, RX90, scale this all the way down just like so. I'm going to frame to this, and I'm going to SY. And at this point, I'm going to bring in another cylinder, but that cylinder is going to be 6 sides. I'm going to scale all of that down, right? And I'm going to RX90, scale. I'm going to SY and GY, scale. I'm going to scale this on the Y, bring all of that down, and then GY. Then this, I'm going to apply that scale, bevel that, scale this on the Y, just like so. So I'm going to select these two and just join, and then I'm going to shade smooth, and then I'm going to scale all of this down, right? So for this, I'm going to add to this point, add to this point. For this, I probably want to isolate this and GY. I want to bevel and then add subdivision to this. Delete face, select this, and then grid fill that. I will flip. No, I can't flip. I'm going to delete face and then generally just grid fill that. So turn on the subdivision. Subdivision is good. I can shade smooth. Shade smooth is good. And I think we're good for this shape. So I can join all of this together, right? And then I'm going to bring that geometry, that origin to the 3D cursor. Where is the 3D cursor? 3D cursor should be at the center of the scene. So I'm going to clear all of that, move 3D cursor to the center of the scene. And for this model in particular, I'm going to bring the origin to the 3D cursor. And then I can flip this to the other side. Oh, what's going on? Wow. Do I need this to flip to the other side? It looks like I would need this. Can't do it from the 3D cursor anymore. Apply that mirror. I'll do for the other side too. And then apply that mirror. So that's that for the shelf. I'm going to GX, move this out of the way. Looking at this, okay, I think it's good. It can still fly. It looks like I would need more detail down here. And personally, I would like to put that because this look really identical to the former one that we just did. So down here, I'm going to select more, right, SX, and I'll extrude this on the Z just like so. Bring cursor to this point, and I'll just bring in a cube. And what the cube is just going to do is just going to form a base structure for this. I can select this and GY, move this out, And then, like, why can't I mirror? That's interesting. No, I won't lie. It's really interesting. Merge by distance. That's cool. So these two, I'm just going to join. And looks like we're good. I'm going to link this object data and we're good. So this GX, I'm going to go on to the next model. The next model is this right here. I can't see what it looks like clearly, so I'm going to go into the website to check what that is. And while it's loading, let me check stream. This right here, everything is good. So, where's that? Where's that model? Wow. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I can't find that particular one I was trying to open on the website. So I'm just going to open something else and model, and I'm going to model this 3-decker basically. So I'll just open this image in a different tab, zoom into this, right? And then let's go for this. I think we already have the stand. We probably already have, okay, we don't have the base. It's kind of a different base, but technically the same though, like straightforward. I'm going to copy the stand, copy the base. I don't need to rework all of that. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to undo that and then Shift DX, right? So what we have is like, you know what? I'm going to undo all of this. L, 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 and L. You know what? There's something weird going on here. Exactly. Okay. I think I need to come to this one to correct all of that. So delete, 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 switch. For this, I think it's a little slimmer in size here. It's a little slimmer. So I'm going to come to the front view and SX just a little. And for this, GX this out of the way. And right here, I can Shift DX. And duplicate. I'm going to repeat that duplication, but let me do it all over again. Repeat. This is not what I'm looking for. How are those joined? Okay, they're joined because there's one in between. So I'm going to do this. Shift DX is going to be right at the center. Repeat that. And then I'm going to delete this. Right. And then that's cool. So all this I want to select and just, maybe I should separate this by loose parts. And same is going to apply to this. Separate this by loose parts. And then I'm going to select this part and then GX a little bit. This is going to GX. This right here is going to GX. GX. You know what? SY, SX. Can GX this into place? Slightly into place, and I think same applies to this to GX into place. All right, so in between right here, I'm going to bring cursor to the center of this, cursor to selected. Cursor is not coming, so let me just go ahead to do this another way. So I'm going to make this 12 sides, scale this down. I'm going to scale on the Z also. Scale down. And on the side of this, I'm going to come down here, scale on the Z, and G this into position. Just like so. And right here, I'll shift DR. And that's good. Right here, I can GX. Nope. Shift DR. Then I come to the side view and GX this into position. And this I can shift DX into this position. So this is the second or third. So I'm just going to move this to somewhere here. I'm going to go to the next one. I think I have about 7 of these to model. This is so simple. I don't know, man. Yeah, maybe something like this, will be better. But let me model this. But I won't make this an entire 5 steps. I think I'll make it like 3 steps. Just 3. Shift D, Shift D, Shift DX. Move this to the center of the scene. GX. All right, to the center. And then I'll bring in, is that a cylinder, a cube? I think it's a cylinder. I'm going to bring in a cylinder, scale that down. And in the Z axis, I'm going to bring the cylinder out to the edge right here. It's actually a cube, not a cylinder. So I'm going to bring cursor to this point, change that to a cube, scale down, and I would want to delete that cylinder, right? So right here, I can scale this all the way up and GZ, right? I can scale this down, GZ. And then right on the top view, I can move this into position just like so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one more level of this. I want to make sure that that's approximately at least at the same point. One more level of this, just like so. I can SZ, GZ, bring that into position, and I can put an edge loop on the side. I can select this and extrude this all the way out, just like so. And I can flip this, but I'll use this as a pivot point to flip this to the other side. And then since I already have some edge on this side, I can select this face right here and just extrude, right? And this can be flipped to the other side. So we have created a guardrail for this. I'm going to apply that, and yeah, I think this is one. The only thing I need to do is I need to create the stand down here, so it's like a cylinder that expands down into. Going to bring cursor to this point, bring in a cylinder. I'm going to scale that cylinder down, scale it on the z-axis, and then this face right here, I'm going to extrude downward, but it now has like a base that would serve as a strong stand for this. Come on. ES. No? Scale. No. How do I do this? ES Shift Z along the base. I'm going to want to mirror this again. So I'm going to mirror on this side and then mirror on the other side. Apply. No. I'm going to apply that mirror. All of this mirror that I see, I'm just going to take it out. They're not important. So this rack is done. I'm going to move this out of the way and we're going to go on to the next one. I need to be done with this by at least 5 or before 5, as a matter of fact, because Saturdays I need to go work out, maybe even eat first, go work out, then come back for another round of like just trimming stuffs, then come back for another round of like just trimming stuffs. Oh, Enoch Mon, you said, I just watched your 502 video. What 502 is that? Can't remember a 502 video that I did. It helped me a lot, but I'm more than in 3DX Master. Yeah, like, bro, I really appreciate like your comments, and you just being on the stream means a lot. You know, I would look at your channel as I would usually do, my usual practice. But yeah, honestly, I really feel like whatever 3D package you use, you can always apply the knowledge from Blender, from C4D, from Maya, from Adobe Dimension to your 3D package, and that's 3DX Max in this case. Like you can always do that. And this 3D package, they kind of have the same functionality in a way, not necessarily the same application of the function, but like subdivision is subdivision everywhere, bevel is bevel everywhere, mirror is mirror everywhere, you know, so you can always apply that. And yeah, I think you sent in a reply, is the Logitech, and yo that Logitech, man, it was a lot. It took a lot for me to actually produce that video. And yeah, I really appreciate that love is getting. It's yeah, it's really fulfilling. Thank you so much, bro. Are you trying to model the Logitech mouse yourself? Like, are you trying to recreate that, or are trying to delve into all those weird topology terrain? Like, it would be good to know, because I mean, modeling something like that, you just need a lot of patience. Like, you won't get it on the first try. You might not get it on the first try. So you probably just need to push yourself a little further to get it. But one thing is for sure, you're going to get it, man. So yeah, I really appreciate you for being on the stream. I need to get back now. Next is, where is it? This right here. Okay. We're going to do this one. This one looks a little more complicated than the others, but we're going to figure it out. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just figure out the base, scale this down SX, right here SZ, and then it has a move like this. I think this extrudes on the Z just like so. Yep. Oh, it's not the whole. It's like the edges. So this bevel comes out, and then I can select this, and this, and I can extrude all of that. So this is the stand that is there. What I'm now going to do is duplicate this in a repeated manner all the way to the top, and then I'll create the side stand. Side stand looks like something familiar that I've created before. So I'm just going to go on to do that. I'm first of all going to create the levels, right? I think these are like, I'm going to make this taller than the others. I'm going to make this like a really long level, right? And the next I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a cube, scale this on the Z, and I'm going to move this into position just like so, right? GZ, SZ, GZ, right here. And on the Z axis, I'm going to GY, move this into position. So this is good for this side. I think there's something that is unique about that side panel, and that is, I'm going to scale this on the Y. That is that these sides seem to poke out from the stand, just like so. So I want to account for that, and then origin is going to go to 3D cursor, and I can mirror, and then mirror. I'm not going to apply that mirror. I'm going to just keep editing this one because it's going to apply to the other things. So this right here is going to be, yeah, I think a cut on this side. I'm going to select this point and then this point and delete those vertices. Select this edge, fill, and we have that. Then it has a little bit of a base down here. So I'll bring in a cube, scale all of that down, and SY and GX. So I'm going to remove that cube I just added. I'm going to bring in another cube, scale all of that down, and SY, right? And I can GX out to this part. So this I'm going to GZ all the way down, scale that into a tiny size, and bring this out just like so. So with this, I can just mirror to the other side, just like so. And then this, I want it to appear on this level and then at the top level, basically. So we have this. I feel like this needs, at this point, I'm creating whatever comes to my head. And I'm not saying whatever comes to my head like in a way that is boastful. I don't want to look at the reference again. I want to just try to trust my visual memory to see if I can remember the things that, I just saw. And at this point, I don't want to look back. I'm just creating whatever appears in my head. I think this, I'm going to insert and then just insert this on its own slightly. And we have this, and we also have some counter supports. So the supports are going to appear right here. So I'm going to bring in a cylinder first, right? Scale that down. I'm going to scale it on the Z. Scale down. No. Scale down. And then scale it on the Z. So I want to bring this up to this point. Scale this. GZ. Scale on the Z, and then just rotate that just like so. So I can move this into position, right? Scale this, select, and I can shift D and just rotate this just like so, right? So this, I'm going to shift DX. No, I'm going to just no, definitely not that. I'm just going to GX out of the way. And with this, I'll duplicate that. Oh, what? I want to mirror to the other side. Oh my God. I can't mirror to the other side. So I'm just going to, ooh, see an issue here. Oh. Right here, I will select this and create a space for this, just like so. I'll delete this, faces, and then I think I'm going to fill this, fill, and then to fill this, fill that. So these are all combined together, and I won't be able to copy the object data of one to the other. So I'm going to separate by loose parts, and then come to this view, bring back all that selection, right? I'm going to bring origin to that geometry, and then the one that has that edit, I'm going to mirror to the other side, apply that. And every other one that doesn't have the edits, I can come in here and select the one that has the edit last and just copy the object data to or link the object data rather. Yep, so we're good. So this one that I need to mirror, I can mirror to the other side. This doesn't have the mirror, this has the mirror, so I can shift D on the Z just like so. So this is one of the storage rack. I'm going to move this to the rest of the collection just like so. That is looking like warehouse level storage rack. Like it looks really huge. So the things that I was missing, not so much. The only thing is that this is not like a counter support. It's just one way and it supports the other way. So I think that's the only thing that is missing, but it's good. I can live with that. Right here, what's the next? The next is this one, and this looks very, very sci-fi-ish. I'm going to take a look at this just once, and the moment I swipe back to my software, I don't want to come back here again. And that is an exercise I learned while learning how to draw. It's just a way of improving your visual memory, how you remember, forms and things that you see. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Just take a minute to look at this. This is a little complicated, like really, really complicated. But I think I got it. Let's go. I'm going to bring in the base first of all, scale it on the Z, and scale this. I'm going to SX, and right here I'm going to SZ just like so. Right. So for this, I know that I have to bevel this part and then bring this edge all the way out like this. As a matter of fact, that bevel I want to scale on the Y even more. And then this edge I can extrude all the way out. So this I can mirror and then mirror on this side, apply both. And I know that I have this, but something that also appears in this model is something like this right here. Right? So this edge will be selected, and I'll bevel both. Right here, I'll select this, bring this in, and then I'm going to mirror this to the other side. But this selection that we have right here, I'm going to dissolve this edge. This selection that I have, I'm going to extrude inward just like so. So we have that. That makes sense. What I'm going to do next is to, let me duplicate this on the Z, just create the gradation that I want. I think something like this would be good. This height is good. Then I'm going to create the stand. Ooh, how does the support on the side? Like this, and then like this, and then I think there's one at the top. So it's more like I'm bringing in a cube, right? Jesus Christ. I'm not even swiping back. Anything that I can remember, I'm going to fabricate it. I'm just going to create anything that comes to mind. But I'm not going back to that web page. Scale this. I'm going to scale on the Z. Scale on all axes apart from the Z. 1 second. All right. So we're here. After I'm done with this one, I will check the stream to see what's up. And GX, I'm going to move this in, and GY, move this out of the way, just like so. GY is going to be around here, right? I want to S on the X, just scale it on the X a little bit, and GX. So I know there's a joining between this part and this pole. So I'm going to select this, and I will add this, add loops on all of it, select all of that information, and then I would insert, I will apply my scale insert, right? And then I can extrude along normals, just like so. So this right here, I can just duplicate and then duplicate and then apply this mirror. Something I also want to do is right here, there is some kind of a bolt that I need to apply. So, I mean, I can add, not a cone, I can add a cylinder, right? RX90, scale that down, and in the front view, I can move it into position just like so. So I'm going to frame that selected SY and bring cursor to this point. I am going to bring in another cylinder, but this cylinder is going to be 6 sides. Like you guessed it. I'm going to RX90, scale that down. I'm going to SY and GY, SY, GY, SY. This right here, I can scale on all axes apart from the Y. I can select this, select all, apply scale, and just bevel all that. Right? So we have that. I think that's good. I will just select this, and then create a duplicate of this. As a matter of fact, I want to create another duplicate. GZ and Shift DZ. So this is going to be the joining right here. And I just remembered an important aesthetic information on that. They had some kind of a breakage on this, just like so. So, I can't remember. Oh, Jesus Christ. It was something like this. I can't remember this. And I don't want to create it like this because it looks like something that's going to be problematic later on. Like, I don't want to bevel just like so and then extrude along the normals. Because this is what I can remember. I know I saw this for sure. But if I zoom in, you see that the mesh is already messed up. I'm going to deselect this and select and deselect this part. Bevel. You know what? I think I know how I'm going to apply this. So it's going to be more of select top, select this, select this, select this. Just like so. I'm going to now bevel that and insert on itself. View, frame selected, bevel, and I'm going to select this ones. Let me see if I can Shift G and just select same area, same perimeter. No, I can't. So I have to go one after the other. When I get to the halfway point, I'll stop here, extrude this on the Z just like so, and then I can flip just like so, apply the mirror, and all these other ones right here, I can copy this or link this object data to them. Ooh, what's that? What is that? I can't link object. Oh my goodness. Or can I copy? Wow, wow, wow. I can't link object data to this. Okay, looks like I'll have to copy this to the top again. Shift D, Z, and RRR. Just like so, then all these other ones are out of the way. Delete. So I can remember this, but on the side, oh my God, I've wasted so much time on this that I forgot that I'm supposed to put on the side also. Flip to the other side, apply. Once I'm going to select all of this and link to this, link object data, right? Then support on the side is just one way. It's not like something huge. I'm going to bring this to the center of the scene. I'm going to bring in a cube, scale that cube down, right? SY, scale SY. And in the front view, I can GX, move this into position, and GZ, just like so. Scale that SY. And then I'm going to put this at different points. Shift DZ. Nope, Shift DZ up to this point and repeat that. So I'll select this and select this, join those, and then I'm going to bring origin to 3D cursor, right click, and then flip to the other side. This right here, I'm going to select this, and I'll duplicate this, rotate 90, and then scale significantly. Scale on all axes apart from the Z, and then I'll rotate this and move into position. Scale on the Z and rotate, move into position. Right? Like this, but the joining right here is just ridiculous. SX. You know what? RX. And then kind of move this into position G. No? G. Right? And then this right here, I can select this L and Shift D on the Z, just like so. All right. I think this top is a little too long, but we can work with that. So G, I'm going to move that as part of the collection. This is like home care kind of storage rack. So I'm not going to model this. All I've modeled right now are mostly industrial looking racks. I'm going to go on to, I think that's about it. What's this? Can I see? Nah, I won't model that. Let me just check the stream. I see. Nah, I won't model that. Let me just check the stream. Hey, I see you, Daniel. I see. No. Okay. Something I want to do for the last one, this one, it's a 5 space track. I am going to take on one of these smaller racks right here like this. I'm going to duplicate it on the Z and use it to form that. So I'm going to move it right here. come to the front view. I'm going to select this. I'm going to scale on the X. Nope. With bounding box, scale on the X. Scale from the 3D cursor, scale on the X. So we have this. I can shift D and Z, but it's not looking the way it should. I can select this, shift D and Z all the way like so. And then I can just select, delete all of those vertices. Right here, I can GZ, move this down. So I'm going to select all of that and just, I'm going to scale from the bounding box, scale it down a little. So we have that. I'm going to scale again, but I'm going to scale from the 3D cursor. And what I want to do next is duplicate this 5 times. Right here, I can select this GX. I'm going to undo this. GX. Select all of that, shift DX. And repeat all of that. So that's that about this one. I think this just looks too plain. You know, like it's just like I'm cheating this at this point. So what I'm going to do, I would like to replace this, or let me see. How many? 26. Let's do 26 on each. 26 on this. 26 on this. 26. So I can come to the side view. Select this. Bring this in. Come in here. I'm going to insert, but I'll apply scale first. Insert and then extrude along normals. So this is an effort to make it look more industrial because the other one was just bare. So can I link object data? Oh my God, it's not working. Wait. Can I bring origin to geometry first? Or origin to geometry and then try to link up the data again. Let's see. Oh my God. I can't duplicate this now. Like, no. Maybe that's what I'm going to do. Then if I'm going to do it, I would want these ones also to be out of the way. Right. So this is going to shift D and then Z. Then on the side, GZ, shift DX, DX, repeat that, and repeat that. So that's cool. Like this. I'm not mad at this. So this is going to be the final one. I'm going to save this file and then we can go to our Excel sheet to mark done on this. I think I'm going to peg this at 7. Yep, I'm going to peg this as 7, and it's day 70 open storage rack. So I'm going to save this, go down to this file, day 70, open storage rack. Easy. I'm going to save this. I'm going to save the file. I would really love to texture right now, but that's going to be at a later time. I'll check the stream one more time before I sign out and reload. At a later time. Yep, that's it. I think we have about 3 people on stream while I'm signing off, but I think definitely later today I would be back on, say, most likely 11:30, and just do one more stream before I go to bed. So that's it, guys. So long, and until I see you guys in the next one.